Gonna need some power today. Got a lot of news. Today is October 25th, 2023. J6 News updates in chat. Still setting up here. Man, the traffic's real bad here. All right, man, we got some great reception here. Got a new spot out in the fields. Might have some traffic noise here, but and we'll get this watermark in here real quick. There we go. All right. How you doing, Patriots? What's up, USA? How's it going, bud? Hello, Sunkist. Hope everyone's doing all right. A lot of news, exciting news actually today. Got a new Speaker of the House, but we'll get into that here shortly. And for now, in case you missed it, we'll get over the Freedom Corner notes from last night. Last night, Matt DeSilva called in. He's got a hearing coming up. I got you, Deb. Bye. I got the watermark in there. I didn't start with it, though. Matt DeSilva's got a hearing today, but he was talking about it yesterday, and he said he's probably not going to call in tonight because, you know, he's got to get his brain around everything that happens, all the public humiliation that goes along with going into court and everything. Hi, Sylvia. And it was touching, man. I mean, Matt DeSilva, like, one of the things that he's worried about going to this hearing was that his orange jumpsuit has wrinkles in it. So he like goes and tells how he's trying. You can't have an iron in jail, so he's telling about how he's trying to put his orange jumpsuit underneath his mat where he sleeps, and hopefully if he sleeps on it, it'll get pressed. But he says he woke up, it had just 2 more wrinkles in it than when he put it under there. So, I mean, just to know, these guys aren't criminals, man. These guys aren't terrorists. He just wants to look good for court, you know. He respects the court. He respects the country, and here he finds himself in this position, man. So, the Lord knows those who wait on him. And Matt DeSilva, you are quite a patriot, man. And we mourn with you the trouble that you're going through right now, the tribulations. It's horrible. Hi there, Bonnie, MGB, all right. Branson, was talking some more about going down there. We still got to see. So yeah, he's just worried about his looking good for court, you know. And so we'll probably get word on what happened today if somebody went into the hearing with him. I'm not sure anybody was scheduled to go in there with him. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see if we get a report. And then, of course, all the talk yesterday was the Speaker of the House thing. There was another message or more news. But then today, we finally did elect a Speaker of the House. And his name is Representative Mike Johnson from Louisiana. So this guy, everything I looked up on this new guy, he sounds good, man. He sounds real good. Mike Johnson, Louisiana, Speaker of the House of the 118th Congress. Congratulations, Mike Johnson. I hear you're a constitutional lawyer, and Matt Gaetz had a lot of good things to say about you on the Steve Bannon show this morning. Yeah, I hope he makes a difference too. And it looks like this guy's good. And also another thing that happened in that whole deal with the Speaker of the House was McCarthy came out smelling like a skunk. All right, he was sabotaging even Steve Scalise, according to what some people say. But all that closed door stuff happened. And if you can't catch what Matt Gaetz said on the Steve Bannon show this morning, and that's pretty much the information I'm giving you about what the perception of McCarthy is from Matt Gaetz's point of view. Let's see. In the chat, while Matt was talking, somebody says that John Andrews has been released, J6er John Andrews, and that's good news. Matt Da Silva went on to say, like, FJB is flailing. He has no plausible campaign on the horizon here. I mean, how can this guy run for president in the condition our country is in the condition he is in, the condition his party is in right now? There is no plausible way that Joe FJB can do a run for president, and it would be just a mockery of the whole thing, the whole system, if he does. So that's my take on it. That's Matt Da Silva's take on it too. There's nothing plausible. Matt Da Silva brought up the record numbers of people coming across the border, and once again we set another record this last week. And let's see, I got the numbers here. In September, 269,735 encounters at the southern border, just the southern border, which makes a total so far this year of 2,475,669. Okay, so at least they're keeping track of this. But man, out of that, 172 people off the terror watch list, the international terror watch list, were reported as coming in the border. I don't know what they did with them guys. I hope they didn't just let them go into the country, but it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me, man. So head on a swivel, Patriots. Things are happening. This is not what leadership is, Matt says. What Joe Biden is doing is not showing leadership right now. And it's a quagmire, man. This is a dictatorial regime that is in power right now, that has usurped power from a rigged election and a rigged media industry. All the corporate world global people are just going along with it. That's how they're getting away with it. And we, the people, got to stand up against this. This is our job right here. Chris Quaglin called in then and read some more of the 23-page letter. He's got a November 9th hearing, I believe. And all he wants to do is get this letter that he wrote that's describing all the tortures and the misdeeds of his attorneys and stuff he wants to just get this letter into Judge McFadden's hands. And that's what the Lord has put on his heart, obviously. Chris Quaglin's whole entire life has fallen apart over this thing. His wife of 15 years left him not long ago. He's got a boy who was 1 or 2 years old when he got arrested, who's growing up, doesn't know his dad. And it's horrible. This is horrible. That's what a dictatorial regime does, man. So, and then he also mentioned that while he was in jail, when they originally put him in jail, they had 13 charges against him. And then when they moved him, they would take his discovery, his paperwork, and no doubt spy on it, look at what he was doing, and then they added a 14th charge onto Chris Quaglin's charges. So sooner or later, our Congress, or we the people, are going to have to do something about this courthouse down in D.C., man. And I hope it's Congress, because that's the way the system is supposed to work, okay? Mickey got up and spoke a little bit about Northern Neck Regional Jail, and something I didn't know was that she did go down there real early in the J6 vigil history, and actually went into one of the meetings where the prison board got up and they're stating their facts. This is when Tom Jeffries and John Haynes first started monitoring, and she actually went to one of these hearings down in Warsaw, Virginia, and got to walk through the kitchen, was talking about how Chris Quaglin's special diet needs to be addressed in a prison. And she said that she saw like special platters that had a tag on them, which meant that they were special dietary dinners for some of the inmates there. But that's all really she mentioned. Jeff Sable called in then at the end of the night, and he had a link to something called Open Ink Inmate.com. I have not had a chance to look this up, but Jeff Sable did mention it. He's been mentioning the Biden laptop media.com thing, where you can look at the stuff that's that is on the Biden laptop, and it's don't look at it. Just know it's as bad as people have led you to believe. You know, they've led me to believe that it's really bad. And I looked at it, and it's horrible, man. Some things you can't unsee, you know. And I'll just tell you, I looked at it, wished I didn't look at it. Everything you hear about it is true. But he's always hounding that link so that people wake up and figure out this is the president's son who's in business selling the Biden name all across the world for millions of dollars. And this is all on his laptop, you know, and it is his laptop. That's guaranteed, man. Even though everybody that you've seen on TV in the last 2 years have been lying to you about that laptop. I mean, for the last 4 years, man, it's been a long time since that laptop surfaced. So Open Inc., OPENINK.com. And I think it has something to do with who made the gallows on the January 6th, that it was supposedly an art project that was set up there at the Capitol on January 6th. It was photographed and then portrayed to the nation that was where we were going to hang Mike Pence. And it's nothing but a prop. You couldn't hang anything on it. The top board isn't even attached to it. The noose that was hanging from it was fake. You know, it wasn't even a real rope and a noose that would do the job of hanging somebody. So they brainwashed the whole country, America. They brainwashed the whole country, and some people just still won't snap out of it. The same thing's going on in D.C. right now. They stormed the Capitol, 350 people the other day. Today, there was more people storming the Bernie Sanders office, and then they moved out of the office, and they were roaming the halls. I think several people were arrested. Ford Fisher's channel, News to Share, had a live feed going on right when I left the house to come out here and do this. News to Share would be one source where you could see exactly what happened there. He was showing the people coming out and the cops arresting them and putting them into the van. So more arrests, but people just don't see the connection between January 6th and what's going on right now. They can't see it for some reason. And we pray that God opens their eyes so before this country is just totally crashed. But time might be up for this country. Who knows? We all know prophecy. Oh yeah, Jay Jones going to go see Police State tonight. Wear your Ashley t-shirt, Trooper hat, and we'll give out Trooper business card. All right, Jay Jones, way to go, man. We got a great network, man. It's growing. It was an amazing thing to see patriots helping each other, and some of the things I saw yesterday. It's just amazing. You patriots are awesome. A fine group to be hanging out with. And we can do this. We can save this country, man. It looks overwhelming right now, but things are moving. Things are moving finally. So that's about it for the Freedom Corner last night. Another night in a row. There's Patriots boots on the ground out there are I think they're heroes too. Mickey and Nicole and Tammy, Trooper and David and Rebecca and Dwight and Lily and Katie and even Baltimore Steve, man. He was out there last night. So, all right, so the big news right now is the Speaker of the House vote today. And Mike Johnson, where's my notes here? Mike Johnson was voted on by the committee, and then he stood, and there was not one dissenting vote out of the Republicans for him. So that was good to see some unity out of the Republican Party for first we've seen in a long time. So, and hopefully the Republican Party can coalesce around this guy. What did Matt Gaetz call it? He says MAGA has ascended. Okay, so that means I think we got a Make America Great guy as the Speaker of the House right now, basically. He's a constitutional attorney, so he's very well versed on the operation of this country. He knows it's a republic. Here's some of the notes that I took while he was speaking. So Mike Johnson gave a little acceptance speech after he was done. First thing I saw was that he began, not his speech, but he began the hearing with a prayer, all right? And then while he was talking about his faith, his family's faith. His dad was a fireman who got burned really bad, lived in pain for a long time. And they are a family of faith. I don't want to say religious because that really doesn't tell you anything, you know. I mean, a Buddhist could be religious, but they are a family of faith. And he realizes that the House needs to earn the respect back from we the people. After all this fighting out of the paper bag is how I word it. They finally got out of the paper bag, and they do. They need to earn our trust back. So right away, I'm going, I want to hear J6 videos come out of his mouth. And it didn't in the acceptance speech. And the other thing he said, Mike Johnson said that the first bill is going to be a support of Israel declaration or something like that. So that's in his mind, that's the most important thing. And it's not in, I don't think, we the people's mind right now. But yeah, Mike is America first. Right on, Sean. And that's what Matt Gaetz says. MAGA has ascended. Okay, and then other issues that Mike Johnson said are important right now is that the border, he mentioned the southern border, needs to be addressed. Must address the broken border and the fentanyl problem that's coming in over that border. What do you got here, silly? Trump ally, Representative Mike Johnson, new Speaker of the House, 220 votes, did not lose a single rep vote. All right, there's Gateway Pundit. Yeah, I think I did see this article right before I came out here. They already got an article out. That's Gateway Pundit for you. Good publication though. Mike Johnson also mentioned inflation is up 17% this year, and they have to rein in federal spending. We can't have a $33.6 trillion debt. He says that's the greatest threat to the United States of America. And that's a pretty big threat, you know, to any family or any business with a debt that is more than they earn in one whole year. That's a threat to the existence of that business. That's a threat to that family and losing everything they own. And so, yeah, Mike Johnson, I can agree with you that $33.6 trillion debt is the greatest threat to the United States of America. Now, off the top of my head, I'm thinking the election and the J6ers is the most important thing, but I don't know. So Mike Johnson wants to establish a debt commission. That sounds good. Now we're going to have a committee that is going to be specifically responsible for monitoring our debt. And I think that's probably a good way to use the resources of our government, because that is a huge threat to our existence right here. He also wants to decentralize the DC power. So that's a good thing too. One problem with the federal government is that they have centralized power unto themselves, which technically belongs to the states. So let's hope this pans out. So everything I'm hearing about this is good. When he was sworn in, they say the oath, and then you can say I do, but he said I do, so help me God. Okay. So help him God. So help him, God. We need leaders in this country right now. Be with Mike Johnson as he leads this broken government into some sort of a prosperous environment for us, we the people. And I'm fairly confident that the releasing of the J6 tapes will come very shortly with Mike Johnson, since he is a constitutional lawyer, and since constitutional rights and human rights are being trampled on in the court in D.C. with all these J6ers. So Matt Gaetz on the Bannon show this morning called Mike Johnson a brilliant constitutional attorney. He was very sharp in the Louisiana Supreme Court, and Matt Gaetz called him a righteous man. So all good signs, all good signs. I don't think you could say any of those things about Kevin McCarthy. So, and then like I said earlier, there was more protesters arrested at the Capitol office buildings for the Senate. They started in Bernie Sanders' office again, which happened, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks ago. And they went then out into the halls where they did become, weren't listening to the police, and some of them got arrested. I don't know how many yet. We'll find out this evening, I'm sure. But once again, the people, and the rallying cry there is ceasefire. They're all saying ceasefire, okay? And really, I'm saying that too, but it seems like the way they're saying it is making it look like, because we're all waiting for, the world is waiting for Israel to go in and just annihilate Hamas in the Gaza Strip there, okay? As far as I know, that hasn't really happened yet. They've unloaded a lot of munitions on Gaza right so far, but they haven't gone in there and just obliterate them. And you know, some people in the world think that's due, that they should be allowed to do that. I don't believe that. Okay, and if we go to war, if we start sending troops over there, I don't want any part of that. Okay. Because whatever's going on there isn't what we the people set up over there. Trump had negotiations going on. He had peace in the Middle East. That's what I want, okay? I don't want our children and grandchildren fighting in a war in Israel. Israel's got one of the best militaries in the world. We've been funding their military. And the whole fact that this thing just happened on a holiday, like everybody was asleep for 6 hours over there, there's just way fishy stuff, man. Way fishy stuff. So let me give you guys a view of the farm here while I start reading your chats, because I really couldn't see it with the sun in my eyes here. I hope the traffic noise wasn't too bad here. Got some beautiful farms out there in the countryside in Lancaster County. An undisclosed location in Lancaster. So, one of you guys said Jamal Bowman got arrested? I hope so, because he did break the law, man. He caused an evacuation of Congress there. Okay, and then, yeah, I heard something about Mark Meadows also. He's testifying against Trump. And who else did I see? Jenna Ellis also read a confession to the court in Georgia, pled guilty. So we'll have to just see what's going on here. It's a courtroom drama for sure, for sure. And I'm kind of excited here about Johnson. I want to see what they do. All right, Greg Kelly seeing the horrors of war firsthand and the archaeological digs he's doing over there. Yes, Jerry, they need to make a decision about the hostages. and a decision about just, you know, a forced annihilation of a group of people. I mean, that's not proper. Back in the day, 1,000 years ago, they would just go in there, kill the men, take the women and children as slaves, and bring them up and try to show them how to not be such, not to live with such hatred, you know. Yes, it is quite a show we are all watching, Metal is Joy. That is true. Exonerated after their probation. Yeah. So all this courtroom drama stuff. I did hear that Trump got put on the witness stand. I haven't seen this yet, and was fined $10,000 by the smirking judge in New York. I haven't seen that though. I just saw somebody reporting on that. All right, and then I saw a link up in here. And Mark Meadows, I heard something about Mark Meadows, yeah, wearing a wire or something. I don't know. That could be fake news though. All right, what do you got here, Sylvia? Israel caves to Biden regime, agrees to delay Gaza ground invasion to wipe out Hamas. All right, because there is this whole thing of Iran jumping in and defending the Gaza Strip, but I don't see that happening, really. All right, that's an article on the Gateway Pundit. Thank you very much, Sylvia. Thank you. We're checking that one out tonight. Newsom is going to China for climate meetings. Oh, yeah. Oh, my goodness. The climate. Joe Biden's greatest threat to America is the climate change. All right, Metal is Joy received 2 letters from J6ers. God bless you for writing them, Metal is Joy. God bless you. And they're writing back. So these guys, the very fact that they still have their wits about them after everything that they have been through is miraculous. It is God's hand over these prisoners, man. Well, we have no idea about Mark Meadows flipping. Has he testified yet? No, it's all talk right now. We'll believe it when we see it. Yeah, how come all these ceasefire people aren't talking about the hostages, right? Is there really hostages? You know, I guess there is, but why aren't they talking about it? I heard that a mother and a daughter hostages were released from the Gaza Strip yesterday. They were released 2 days ago. Tough day at work, Sunkissed. Yeah, Newsom. What a waste. Yeah, we would. There's a good point, man. We do not know if the hostages are still alive, Greg. Do we have any proof of life? Do we have proof of life? Or, I'm sorry, Toxin Grandma said that. We don't have proof of most of the hostages are still alive. And just what a slaughter that these guys came in and did. Israel, they're amazing. Military, their amazing intelligence gathering arm, our amazing intelligence gathering arm from the military, the CIA, the FBI, all the interlapping agencies didn't pick up a phone a half hour into that and say, hey, Israel, you're getting slaughtered. It's just too weird that that whole thing was allowed to happen. Too weird. Hamas, tiny wee wee. Yeah. Only a troll would do that. All right, and then the other weird thing about, how we know we can't trust what we're hearing was this whole the hospital getting bombed theory. All right, when the news all reported it, every mainstream media outlet reported about this hospital. They had numbers of dead people. They had all the information about this hospital getting bombed by whatever. They didn't know who it was, if it was Hamas or Israel. And then the whole thing turns out to be a fake story, How many people turned their news back on after they realized they'd just been lied to over something that's fairly important like that, right? All right. Another Gateway Pundit article. 40 confidential sources on the Biden family. There's also these suspicious activity reports that banking institutions will file that I think they're required to file. Oh, that was cool. A flock of geese just flew over. The suspicious activity reports that Comer was talking about. Comer was a banker, and he said there's over 170 of those related to the Biden family. Yeah, it looks like Gateway Pundit is rocking it today. Well, they laughed at there was no bomb crater, yeah. Greg Kelly, man, I'm having your comments on the bottom of the videos aren't showing up. They're only showing up in my studio, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. That's why I haven't responded in a couple days, because I didn't realize you got a bunch of comments I haven't even seen on my channel here, but they're only in my studio, so I got to figure out what's going on with that. But I definitely appreciate your comments, Greg Kelly. Yeah, Hamas is their rockets. They're all homemade. A lot of their weaponry is homemade. So the whole powder keg issue is Iran over there. Is Iran going to just jump in? And I don't think they will. I heard some good things about Iran. Iran has been taken care of. That's right, Greg. They even had a video of the errant missile supposedly that hit that hospital, and it was like a whole prepackaged story, and they all just went with it. Nobody did any fact checking about it. Hummus is an epic fail as a dip. No, I never got my flag back yet. I gotta get another flag. So that's about all I got today, folks. Thanks for tuning in and trying to stay abreast of the news every day and taking the J6 issue to heart here. It's travesty. What's going on there? All right, Sylvia. So you're going to Branson. Okay. That settles that. All right, folks, that's all I got. I'll let you get going here, get some food in our bellies, get ready for a good night at Freedom Corner. And thank you for writing the letters to these patriots in the prison there. That means a lot. That there is no price that could buy that, you know. These guys are in need of support, and a letter comes right into their cell, handwritten by you. So I think that's a beautiful, beautiful thing y'all are doing, and I really appreciate everybody that does that. So God bless you all. This is Jericho, over and out.